Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, we're going to talk about its millionaire class, SSN Nation style, buy assets, but yes, without credit, it's all doable, ladies and gentlemen. It's the knowledge that you have up here and who you can go through. You have to have news, information, and connections. Let's call it the easy way. And welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for being here. Once again, welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And if you are new here, thank you so much for showing up, but please smash that like button. And if you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell, like I've mentioned already, and share the videos. You don't know who's out here looking for information, and they may come across this video and it can help them out because it's millionaire class tonight. That's right. Some of you are maybe a little bit confused as to the millionaire status. But let me see who's in the house tonight. Karen Ann slipped in because the members only for tonight was left off for a second, but it was very nice to see you. An investor, a soon-to-be millionaire class herself is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream, and it's greatly appreciated. Very, very nice to see you, Karen Ann. And Victor Marrero is here, soon to be retiree. He's been building up his millionaire class assets for the last 20, 30 years himself, and he's been doing a great job. What are some of those assets? Stock markets, AKA equities. Other things, real estate. It's very, very simple, ladies and gentlemen. Your own business. That's right. You can morph businesses or assets into a business, right? So if you buy real estate, what are you doing with it? That's an asset in itself. But what if you're renting it out or having rental income coming in from whether it's land, whether it's a storage unit, whether it's multifamily, all of that, buy assets, and you can get those without credit. And Victor Marrero's here, like I said, with that icon next to his name, soon to be retiree. And he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, all. Let's do this. And that's what we do here, ladies and gentlemen. We try to help you out. Get your pen, pad, and paper ready. And by the way, even though you see the SSN Academy, SSN University, this is the no guru zone. We don't charge you. This is just like old school when you used to be able to go to classes and colleges and virtually for free. That's what we do here, ladies and gentlemen, except it's not virtually for free. This is all free. We don't have courses here. We don't have ebooks here. We don't have webinars, seminars that you have to put your hard-earned money into. We want you to put your hard-earned money into buying assets. That's where it should be going. You come here to discuss things. That's what we do. So millionaire class is tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's just get things straight. The first thing you're going to have to do is very, very important. Don't buy debt more than you buy assets. All right. I'm going to repeat this once again. You're in the SSN Nation. Do not buy more debt than you are buying assets. And let me clarify once again, in case you're new watching this and you can't get into the chat room tonight, well, there's a reason why. Because it's members only that are supposed to be in the chat room tonight. Like I mentioned, even though Karen Ann is here and said, hello, Eric, that was very nice. There was a glitch, a short glitch where the members only wasn't checked. But I don't know if she'll be able to make comments after this. But nonetheless, if you're trying to make comments, there's a reason why you can't. It's members only on Wednesday night live streams. It's that simple. All right. Now, here, let me clarify, just because there's people that still don't understand. You know, you go to school. I don't know under what system do they consider just going to school as an asset. You know why? Most people don't have scholarships. They don't have where their parents can afford $5,000, 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand a year. So they're not going to these prestigious schools, but you can still be in the millionaire class without going to a prestigious school. The schooling itself doesn't really matter, but it does, because wherever the higher tier you go with college education, other people, your classmates, their families, the wealthier they are, that means there's more connections to assets. That's just the way of the capitalist system. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but that's what it is. If you go to Harvard, Yale, Stanford, USC, that's why the rich try to do legacy admissions, because that gets their kid in without having the brain power. See, this is the difference in capitalism. You need assets. So what happens? They tell you to go to school. You generally get in debt unless you're one of the people that have lucky enough to get scholarships. So now you're in debt from the get-go. Under stress, because they tell you as soon as you get out of school, you know you're going to owe this probably in about 6 months. You're going to have to start making payments. Well, I don't know about you, but fortunately I graduated. And after that, the dream job that I wanted, or a job that I thought I was capable of doing very well, it took me a little more than 6 months. So a lot of people, it's going to take more than 6 months, because a lot of people aren't thinking of the millionaire class. They don't realize, because you're 18, 19, 20, 21, and you're trying to graduate, you're trying to study, you're not thinking, wait a minute, let me go see how many actual jobs are even available in the state that I want to do the job in, or the country. And then you look and you find out, wait a minute, there's only like 3,000 jobs in all the United States for what I want to do right now. And then you go look and see how many college graduates graduated in the same field as you. And it ain't no 3,000. It ain't no 10,000. It's not 100,000. So now you have the situation where damn near 1% job availability. So then you have to go get another job. But meanwhile, you have a debt that you owe. So now you start stressing because the 6 months has went by. You can't find that job. Then the next thing you know, you're like, I need an apartment. I need somewhere to live while I'm looking for this job. So therefore, I have to, take any job. But if you were hanging around Eric Bird and you were in college, well, it would have been your lucky day. Because as I was going through school, the millionaire class already started. I was telling my classmates what they tell you at Yale and Harvard and everything else, how to form businesses, right? That's what I was telling the classmates. This is how you do an LLC, a corporation. And they're looking at me like it's a foreign object. And I'm like, hey, I know you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, whatever. Let's get it. And they're like, I don't know. So again, you're in debt after you graduate. You're trying to tell people what to do because you're not in a Harvard, Berkeley, whatever, one of these big time schools, right? So people look at things differently. They're looking for a job, and then you only have a few people that say, you know what? I'm going to have my own business, my own companies. We're going to do things a different way. And that's hard to find generally anywhere. That's why there's a lot of employees versus people that own companies. So, as I was saying, you're in debt. Now you have to pay that debt back, and now you may be taking in less income that you deserve. And now you have to settle for making amends on the other side. I need an apartment, I need transportation, or I'm taking the bus, train, whatever. And next thing you know, you have an IOU bill, several, because you don't have your dream job making the dream income that you thought you would make. So let's just say that's the same situation as 65% of the population in the United States right now. You have to live paycheck to paycheck. So how can we get out of it? It's millionaire class, ladies and gentlemen. People are going to say, I want to start my business, but I need a grant. I need a loan. I need to borrow money. Do you really? See, that's the thing right there. First, you get yourself into debt. It's no fault of your own because you went by the playbook saying get a college education. And yes, a college education means hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars more traditionally. But equally, a college education also does not guarantee anything as well. So it's not like there's a big difference as far as winners or losers, if that's what you want to call it. But there is a big difference on your earnings. All right, so let's get things out the way. So that's why people go to college and try to get that degree and get certifications and then keep going back getting more, because there is a correlation with increase in wages. But you know what that means? That means you might have to work for 20 years, wake up every day, 6, 7, 8, 5, whatever time in the morning, go to work for somebody else. You're going to be the boss eventually. You never know how that's going to work out. 20 years later, 30 years later, fine. That's fine. That's a great life. But there's less of those long-term jobs available with high-paying careers, which are going to have everything covered, such as your medical, dental, and things like that. So once you figure out I'm paying for debt, now I got to pay for assets. If I'm spending $2,000 on debt a month, then you might start thinking, what do I need to spend on assets? Assets here means once you pay, you get a return on your investment. That's an asset. An asset is not, you have a bright idea that you're like 23 years old and you're going to go buy a house. That's a good idea, somewhat, but you are going to be working for that loan generally for 30 years. 20 years, 10 years, 15 years. And that means if you lose your job, you lose your house. So therefore, Millionaire Class says the answer to this equation, buy assets first that pay you, work for a job that pays you, your asset money is coming in. And then as you build your asset money higher, now you go get that liability, such as a house, condo, duplex, whatever you want to do. But let's twist it into something a little bit better. Now, notice I said get a house, condo, duplex. Notice the third option, duplex. You can live in one, rent out the other side, have someone else pay the mortgage or most of it, and now you're way ahead of the game. Your asset can pay off the other half, and now you actually have an asset, which is a duplex. In case you don't know what that means, that's 2 units that's together. So therefore you can live in one, the other side is rented, and you have income coming in from 2 sources. Because remember, Millionaire Class says we need 7 sources, ladies and gentlemen. 2 sources is nice, 3 is cool, 7 is better. 7 is the magic number. That's why you see the guys on Shark Tank. as successful as they are, you notice they're on Shark Tank helping people, but they're not really helping people like how we're doing it here. They're helping people because they have connections and they're giving them money, but the money is not free. Either they have to give up a percentage of their company, some sort of equity, but either way, they get help in that way. So that's the first keys that you have to start thinking about. If you want to be in millionaire class, you have to figure out, okay, how can I get money coming in without me having to work for it legally, I'll add. Those are the keys right there. So I'm going to give a story tonight because we have some people here that's thinking SSN Nation Millionaire class is crazy. Here's the story, how it goes. You don't have any money, or you have living paycheck to paycheck, so you don't really have any money to, make things work. How about using your brain? Think about this. You live in a capitalist society, and do you realize there are many vehicles, many different business types that people are willing to front you? That's right, just like a drug deal, willing to front you merchandise, or it's not really called fronting anymore. What it's really called is you could be an affiliate by sending people somewhere. Amazon, that used to be a hot item until everybody realized you can get your stuff from Alibaba and all that directly instead of having get rid of the middleman and go wholesale direct. But my point still, you didn't have to use any money, didn't have to use any credit. And now you can turn in what you're doing on your social media or YouTube or any other type of platform, send people somewhere, they buy it, you get checks. But most people don't correlate that. So therefore, until social media came out where people were getting paid, up until that point, people couldn't fathom I can send somebody somewhere and get paid without having to buy the product up front. Well, that's been going on for so long, it's ridiculous. It used to be called 40 years ago drop shipping. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, 50 years ago, drop shipping. This is not nothing new. The internet just made it available to where people can do it online versus in the newspaper, versus in that little magazine that used to come every week to your door and there'd be ads in there. You may not have known that they were being drop shipped from Taiwan, from Hong Kong. Why? Because it's free shipping zones from Taiwan and Hong Kong back in the day. How do I know? I used to do it. See, when I was in school, I was doing drop shipping at the same time. I had ads in newspapers. So while I'm going to school, playing basketball, playing around, people were sending in money orders back in the day, checks back in the day. So I didn't have to do anything. It cost me 20, 30 bucks selling little figurines, unbelievable, from, I can't remember where I got them from, but it had to be probably Taiwan, Hong Kong. It even could have been Korea. I don't remember, but it was somewhere in the Asian market. These figurines would sell for like 50 bucks, $49.99. And I'm getting them for like $6, $7, something of this nature. And so the ad cost 20 bucks a week, because back in the day, you do 4 or 5 weeks and they give you a discount. And I'd get 2 or 3 orders every week. So some people would say, well, Eric, that's not a lot. Well, you got to understand, 40 years ago, apartments were like 400 bucks or 500 bucks. I mean, wasn't that much. So $150, $200 per week as a student, that's a good start. That's not bad. So That is what you can do right now, but your mindset has to be that millionaire class mindset. Here we go. Victor Morrell has chimed in. He's like to be financially free. 1, make a budget, stick to it. I like the budget and stick to it. I agree with that. I'm glad he chimed in because that's kind of where I was alluding to, but a different way. But he's exactly right. You have to know what your liabilities are, what you have left over, and then you reduce your liabilities and figure out, let's see what number 2 is. Pay yourself first. There we go. And invest that money every month. Be consistent. See, this is exactly what they don't tell you, right? They tell you when you get a job, hey, they bring the book around. Now that you're here, you can have a 401k. And everybody relates a 401k, yeah, to your business. But they don't tell you, hey, you know what? Here's the other side of the coin. If you don't want to join our 401k, you can just go down to a brokerage house and start your own 401k. What? What did you just say? Yeah. Nobody told you can do a solo 401k, right? Nobody told you can start your own business and your business can have a 401k. No, they don't mention that. They just say, join our 401k. Okay. So what do? That's what you do. And you're sitting there right now happy about your 9, 10, 11% returns. When if you did it yourself, you could possibly be getting higher returns. But let's just say you want to stay safe. You're going to give your money into the 401k, like Victor Morrell says, be consistent. Well, being consistent means every paycheck, a portion of your money should go directly to your 401k. Or a portion of your paycheck can go to your own 401k that you control. That way you don't have to pay fees, even though it may be only 1% or 1.2%. But nonetheless, 1.2% means you're taking 1.2% off of my winnings, as I used to call them. All right. But be consistent is the key to this. All right. Now, number 4, don't be afraid to take calculated risks, especially real estate. That is the thing that people do not understand. People will take risk. And Victor Morrell, I'm glad you brought this up about the risk factor, because think about this. You have people out here who are willing to, they do the unthinkable, and because it's natural. A person will come up and say, hey, you're earning $150,000 per year. You're making a nice living. You're like, yeah, that's great. And then they say, your family says, you want to stay with the Joneses. You're feeling good. You're making a decent wage. So you say, well, let me go out here and maybe look at this $400,000 house, $450,000 house. So then you go to the mortgage guys and they say, hey, man, you're going to qualify for this, but you're going to have to pay 30% of your income, which is a debt, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, 30% of your income is gone. But what you don't realize in the back of your head, you're not thinking, well, wait a minute, 25% of my money is going to be gone to the federal government. And they're taking 30. That's 55% gone. So if you make 150, now you're down to less than 75K and under 70, quite frankly. And now you don't even have included where you're paying property management or real estate taxes, where things are maybe $8,000 a year, $9,000 a year. Next thing you know, you're now left with 50-some thousand dollars, which is still, some people would say, hey, that's like $4,000 per month in my pocket. Right. Until you said, I need a car. And then if you're in this era where it's $735 on average for a car payment, now you're down to 3 G's. You haven't even eaten or went to the grocery store yet. So now all of a sudden you're spending another $1,000 a month at the grocery store. You're down to 2 G's. And you know, because you've been making that great money, you have some credit cards that you just pay a little bit here, a little bit there. And now you're in credit card debt because, you know, you make the money and your credit's great. But you owe like 10, 15 G's on credit cards and you pay $500, $600 a month. Now you're down to under $1,000. And then you find out, you get that call from the insurance company for your house and they say, hey man, your insurance is going up $3,000 this year. You're like, that's an extra damn near $300 per month. I'm living paycheck to paycheck now. What the heck is going on? And see, just like that, you have issues, ladies and gentlemen. No fault of your own. You're trying to live your best life. But there's one key that you keep forgetting about. You're not buying multifamily. You're not buying duplexes. You're not buying real estate where you can actually always rent it out. You always rent it out, not real estate you're going to live in. You have to have real estate that you don't live in. In fact, that's the first thing that you should have, because then when the money comes in from the profits, you can always live somewhere. You always have money coming in. May not be a lot, but at least you always have money coming in. So you'll never go hungry. You know that for sure. So if you reverse it, Millionaire Class says, Victor Marrero gave you the thing with number 4, calculated risk in real estate is number 1. Buy things that you get money back from. If I buy a house and I live in it, I don't get money back. That's not an asset. People say they go up, Eric. Yes, they go up. Don't worry about it. It goes up. Over time, it's going to go up. But just keep in mind, every month that you make a payment for 30 years or 20 years or 10 years, I add that to the IOU. Other people look at it the other way. They say, well, it's reducing what I owe. Well, if you start doing an amortized table, you will notice your first 12 years, you're generally just paying like 85 to 90% of it is interest. You put barely a dent in the principal, unless you're doing the old paying every 2 weeks. That'll reduce things a little bit because you're actually reducing your interest because they do your interest over the month. But once you understand, they got these little hooks in you. So you did just hear what I said. You have a house. Your mortgage is due the 20th of the month. They actually do daily interest rate on your account. So most people will wait till near their due date. So the bank is getting full credit from you. So when you say, well, I think I'm going to make a payment in the middle of the month. Well, now you're taking away that full amount that you owe. So if you owed $3,000 and you paid $1,500, as soon as you know the statement is due, well, then for the rest of that month, they're only doing interest on the remaining $1,500, not the $3,000, right? Your balance plus $3,000. So you're reducing your balance midway and you're making one extra payment a year, which also helps reduce the amount of interest that you're going to pay. But most people don't do that. So if you are going to go with liabilities, then you have to step up the payment game towards those liabilities. Now, if you bought the assets first, then all you're going to be doing is collecting money from the assets. And now that money, you're going to be thinking, wait a minute, I can go buy more assets. I can have more money coming in. How many of these things can I get? So if we talk what we talk about here, stocks, it's very simple. Stocks and real estate makes it very easy for a lot of people. Because if you're making money on real estate, then you use some of that profit and go buy some stocks that give you money back, such as dividend funds that we've been talking about, and vice versa. You can buy stocks first that gives out dividends, and then you can turn around and buy real estate with that free money, as I call it. Millionaire class, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why you have corporations buying up real estate, corporations buying into Wall Street, millionaires buying into real estate, millionaires buying into Wall Street. And that's why a large percentage of millionaires control the majority of assets because they're not sitting around buying liabilities generally. They'll buy liabilities later after they've created that company that's worth whatever the number is and they get a payout of a few $1 million or $1 million or something. Then they'll say, okay, I'll use that profits that I made and go buy these little toys. But generally, your next door neighbor could be a millionaire and you don't know it because generally they're not out here flashing. The average home price for a millionaire is $450,000. You don't even know you're living down the street from one. It's that guy that's driving an old car, 10 years old car. It's that guy that comes out with the jeans and suspenders on and says, hey, how you doing? You know, and walks around and walks back in the house. Always has a nice personality. He's not tripping on you, but you don't know it because he's not out there doing what people do, right? He doesn't have the latest, greatest car. He doesn't have all the clothes, doesn't have the jewelry. He doesn't look the part, whatever that is, because that part was created for TV. So you go out and buy. It's not created for you. They're creating it for the people that own the companies that you're giving the money to. See, this is very simple. You have to start paying yourself, like Victor Morero was saying. You can't give your money to the millionaires, which everybody's doing. I find it ironic that there's a Rodeo Drive. There's all in every city, there's this high-end district. And people are sitting there who are living paycheck to paycheck, trying to figure out how they're going to go shopping at these locations, high-end areas, go to those high-end stores. And I'm sitting there like, do you know where these are made at? I wish every American person could go overseas to the Philippines, go to Thailand, go to Hong Kong, go to Taiwan, and walk through some factories. You would be astonished because if you see high-end labels, high-end packaging, and you walk through and you're like, wait, are you kidding me right now? This stuff is made over here and assembled the rest over somewhere else. If you know that, then all of a sudden the matrix is gone. You're just like, I can't believe people are standing at the Louis Vuitton line in Paris. Bouncers up front with the red carpet and the rope. I'm like, what the frick is going on up here? And they're willing to go in and pay $4,000 for an envelope bag, as I call it, this big. No, I haven't talked to her about it. I mean, it's out of control, and people are in there doing this. Going down, seeing red bottom shoes. And it's like, what do you mean you're going to pay $2,000, $3,000 for these? $1,500 for these? I'm like, are you... It blows me away. So again, the reason why they have a lot of you guys out here playing around is because you don't know where your values are based on imagery. The Beers Group, and I'll put some more people in the groove tonight. George's Charles, another emerging millionaire class man, is here. He's in that class, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with that icon next to his name. And he says, hey, y'all, I smell money is his tagline. And he's got that right. He knows where the money is because he's doing it. He's doing the real estate game. He's making investments in the equities. He's paying himself. So he knows down the line, in only a matter of a few short years. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. When you do the combination of those two, and then you start thinking, hey, I think I'm going to do business, all of a sudden things blossom faster. You don't have to do 20-year wait time. So I'm glad to see you, George's Charles. Thank you so much for being here. E. White, another emerging millionaires in the house. He's in the real estate game. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. See, real estate is very, very powerful because it goes up in price And at the same time, you could be receiving rewards by having people pay you for using and staying in your real estate. So it's a win-win, because now we're going to trigger the next millionaire class. But first, E. White, welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with that icon next to his name. And he says his tagline this evening: good evening, SSN family. Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Exactly. Investments, 100% the CEO of your life, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for that, E. White. I love it. I love it. That's right, everybody. That's how it actually works. You plant a seed today, it could sprout into something beautiful in 10 years, 15 years. But are you willing to wait 10 years, 15 years? It goes by just like that. You'll be surprised how fast it goes by when you're hustling and bustling. Things go by so fast. So now, when we're talking about E. White and George's Charles, the emerging millionaires, furthermore, actually, I just got to say something about this. There's a few of us that's been investing in the Dominican Republic, right? And some have more than one because it's exponentials. Look, millionaire class thinks different. We think, how many business centers can we have? Which is 7, right? Does it really matter if I have one condo, if I have one storage unit, if I have a business that's profitable? That would be considered 3. But business is what? If I have 5 condos, that's 5 businesses. All 5 are giving me money because I'm renting them out or doing short-term rentals. And I have money coming in every month off of those. Now, the question, though, is how can you get to the millionaire class faster? Well, this is what you do. If you've been missing what's been going down here in the SSN Nation for the last 5 years, we've been discussing pre-construction properties for the last 4. You would be able to go buy, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry, buy assets without credit. And then you're getting it at first phase pricing. So let's just say first phase. Well, I'll tell you what first phase pricing looked like in 2020. A 1-bedroom condo, for instance, you could have bought one of those for like 75 grand in a whole bunch of places. A 2-bedroom, you could have bought a whole bunch of them, 110 to 140 in nice complexes. 3 bedrooms, under 200. These are condos. Villas, you could have bought 2-bedroom villas for like 60, 70 grand. 3-bedroom villas for like 80, 90 grand 4 years ago. The price has almost doubled for most of those properties, if not a little more on a lot. But see, it would have taken 2 or 3 or 4 years for that double to happen. But now you bought at that low price, and now you have rental income coming in. That has put you in a powerful position, because 3 or 4 years later, whatever the rental rate is today will be higher 3 or 4 years from now. So now you bought something for, let's just say, 100 grand. And you're thinking, okay, today I can only rent that for $125 per night. But 4 years from now, it might be like $175 a night. Cost of living increase, inflation, 150, 170. Now your rate of return is greater. And each year you hold it, your return on investment gets higher, especially if you're in hot markets. All right. So let's see who else is in the house. We have another emerging millionaire in the house who also handles real estate biz. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon Mo Better. And he brings His tagline tonight is got the notification and trailer. He's the only one that has said that tonight. Thank you so much for that, Mo Better. See, this is how they treat us out here in these YouTube streets, ladies and gentlemen. They don't want to let people know. And he says the rest of it, we are in the building. And I skipped a little bit because he brings out the first. What's up, SSN Nation? What's up, E? You know I'm living life. It's going great. I'm setting it off by smashing that like button. Oh, I love that, man. I love that. And so thank you so much, Mo, for being here this evening and all you guys being here, because this is Millionaire class tonight. Any contributions to the talk and discussion in the chat room? Victor Marrero has already set it off. So now we're setting it all off because we got the emerging millionaires here in the class, and they're here for you guys. Unfortunately, if you're trying to get in the chat room tonight, well, on Wednesday night, only members with the icon next to their name can be in the chat room. And sorry, that's how it goes. But on Monday and Friday night, all I can tell you is, hey, you can talk. You don't have to pay us, ladies and gentlemen. We make money. That's how it works. So when somebody comes to my house, like I told people the story before, people used to come to my house. And what do I walk outside? They say, Eric, man, I'm bringing some friends over. They want to talk to you about some stuff. And when I roll outside, and like I used to always tell them, don't have your friends coming up here with them high-priced vehicles to be showboating. And they'd be coming up there. And of course, they got them $100,000, $120,000, $150,000 rides. And my first question, as soon as they all get out the car, before I open the door, what do you guys want? Because I know you ain't coming up here just to hang out, because somebody's got to pay for all that stuff. And they all be like, what's up with you? I'm like, just tell me, man. Y'all don't need to be coming up here high, doing all this stuff. I know you're going to need something, because that's not what we do. We don't go out here and spend money on liabilities like that. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. $735 per month. You do realize that's $8,400, $8,700, $8,800 per year. Think about this. What if you were earning 15% every year on that and compounding it every year? You do understand it kicks up pretty fast. Break out your calculator. Go to the Google calculators, whatever you got to do. You'll understand. Meanwhile, you bought some freaking $100,000 vehicle that's worth half the value, and you're going to spend damn near $200,000 ultimately when you got your 9-year or 8-year mortgage or loan agreement for your car. It's crazy what people are out here doing, disregarding what they can be building every month, plus the insurance. I forgot about the insurance on that bad boy as well, plus the registration every year. Next thing you know, you're spending like 10 G's a year minimum. And so you don't want to do it that way, ladies and gentlemen. You want to have passive income coming in that pays for that 10 G's annually. All right. Now that I've mentioned all that, I'm going to have to say other things, because Millionaire class is not over, because buying assets without credit is part of the equation. But where can you get that? Because you're thinking, okay, I want to get real estate, Eric, but I have to get a loan. No, pre-construction, anywhere in the world, you don't have to get a loan. They'll let you put down 5, 10, 15, 20%, depending on what project it is. And then they'll allow you to make monthly payments for whenever until delivery of the unit. So yeah, for 2 years, you're putting the down payment down. Now, if you're outside of the country, you're probably going to have a little issue, because eventually your credit's going to come into play when you are either going to try and finance the remaining amount, or you're going to have full cash to pay it off. Take your pick. In America, it's a little easier. Why is it a little easier? Because in America, they go by what the value of the property is. Outside of America, sometimes they don't just go by what the value of the property is. So let me give you an example so everybody understands. If I turn around and get a pre-construction property and I buy it for $150,000, 2.5 years, 3 years later, maybe it's worth $200,000. So outside the country, they may say, well, your contract says you bought this for $150,000. And you owe 75 because you paid 50% down, so you owe 75 grand. You would say, hey man, it went up to 200,000. Can I get a little I'll get a loan for maybe 95,000, so I have 20,000 in my pocket. Now in America, you could probably do that. Outside of America, it's a little bit different story. So those are the little nuances, even though it's not impossible. But all I'm saying is in America, it's traditional that you can always do refis and do all kind of different things because there's stories that you may not understand. And I'm about to give you another story. So I'm buying, I'm trying to think. It was a home. I was buying a home one time. And so I made payments just like pre-construction. And so the house went up because it's in California. It went up like something stupid. It was 289,000 and it was like 400. It's worth 400 and something. All right. I can't really remember the actual numbers, but it was like in the fours, but it was only a 2 something house. And I was doing some payments on it and things. And then the guys, when I went down to the mortgage things, they were like, hey, you've been doing payments for how long? And I said, 2 years. You know what they did? Because we're in America, the mortgage lenders said, you know what? We're going to consider this as a refi. I was like, okay. So they're like, we'll even give you $100,000 at closing. Because we did the house and it's 400 and some thousand. You only owe 200 or 200 and something is all that has to be paid on this. I was like, are you serious right now? Now, here's the thing. I didn't even own it. You heard what I said. I didn't even own it. No credit required. But again, that was only a certain mortgage company. It's not everybody. So these guys handled it because I ran into a friend of mine who was out in Elk Grove. And I was like, what the hell? He goes, yeah, man, you got to come check out my house. And this is how I did the mortgage and yada, yada. He told me the same similar story. And I was just like, come on, man. Sure enough, called up the mortgage guys. And they were like, yeah, this is the mortgage we're doing. You've been around living there and you've been making monthly payments on time. Send us all your bank statements and all this. And next thing you know, mortgage, you didn't even own the house. But it didn't treat it as a first-time purchase. That was key. I don't know if you can do that anymore, but I'm just giving you actual things that occur when you run into people that do things a different way. There's always not just one way or 2 ways or 3 ways to do something. When it comes to paper assets in America, you have options. All right, just keep that in mind. All right, let's keep it going. Let's see here. Mo was the last, got the notification and saw the trailer. Welcome to the Millionaire class and the Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. If you can't get in the chat room, there's a reason why. Only members with the icon can be in the chat room tonight. On Monday and Friday nights, everybody can be in the chat room along with any other live stream. You know how it goes. So let's keep it moving, ladies and gentlemen. Buy assets without credit. Well, let's get into something that's about to go down. It's getting a little hot up in here. Remember, I told you SSN Lifestyle Takeover 2024, SSN Nation Takeover 2024. It's getting a little bit closer, ladies and gentlemen, because if you know some of the people that control money and you know you don't have to be a millionaire, you don't even have to be anybody. You can have $0 in your pocket. All right. You could be living paycheck to paycheck. Your credit can be jacked up. But what happens? How do you evaluate assets? Assets are valued by how much profit comes in. So why do you think Elon Musk and all the billionaires and millionaires are able to get money? Because they hold assets, whether it's equities, the stocks, or whether it's real estate. So they don't need any credit. And by the way, they make money. So now they're paying back a loan. So remember those tax scenarios? If you're paying back your debt, That's not going to be considered income. So your tax liability is going to be a lot less. So why would you use your own income to go buy something when you can get a write-off twice? Because if you control the asset, you can get a loan against the asset. Then you turn around and say, hey, I made some money, but hold on, I'm paying back that asset. That's a win, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's move this a little further along. So we're in a situation right this minute. I told y'all, we tell you how things go here in case you're new. Here's what's happening in the background. I just had a very important call just yesterday because I had to call the money guys. There's always some money guys you need. We don't want to use our own credit. We don't want to use our own money. We want the guys that have a lot of money, that's sitting on a lot of money. And I'm not talking about $1 million. We're talking about guys that are sitting on $30, $40 million. And they're just like, I don't want to leave my money in the bank. I don't trust any. First of all, I wouldn't trust the bank to hold my money. So they're looking for other vehicles where they can actually make their money work for them at a higher rate than 5% or 6%. They're sitting there going, yeah, man, I'll give you money, 11, 12%, like I always told you guys. So now we're discussing my little SSN lifestyle SRL in Dominican Republic. And I'm telling them, guys, we're going to be doing, as of right now, it potentially could be 8, 17, 20. We could be talking about 20 villas, 20 to 25 villas that we can control and all this. These are the type of deals these guys are looking for. But here's the twist. They don't have to buy the villas. How about this little twist, ladies and gentlemen? See, if you can think it, you can make it make sense. You can almost do anything. So they're like, I'm going to give you guys the playbook right now. This is the playbook that can work on a lot of different assets. But in this case, we're talking about villas. So we can buy the land. We can do in different sections. We can do 10 villas, 9 villas. So that's 17 or 19. And we can do 8. So that's 27. All right. That's 27 pieces, separate pieces of land. They're all going to be villas. So the question starts to be, how much is the land? All right. And then the question starts to be, what else do you need? Because if you're doing a startup, you don't have any revenues coming in. And I say, exactly. And they're just like, what? You have a big ass smile on your face. I said, right, because we're doing pre-construction. We have money coming in. And they're just like, really? So here's the thing. So you guys already start calculating. You're going, wait a minute, 27 units. Let's just say the average cost is going to, well, quite frankly, I never thought about it. I haven't went to the full rundown because I got to do a presentation next week. But soon as I get the rundown, but I'm just going to give you some pseudo numbers right now. But if we have 27, the average price is probably going to be, well, it's probably going to be around 500,000, quite frankly, because I'm going to tell you why. Some of the lots are in white sands. Some of the lots are by the beach, and some of the lots are in La Romana, upscale. We can charge more money. So we're going to be talking about 27 units that we can build. Our average price, let's just say 400,000. So here's what we're going to do today. Millionaire class, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure some of you guys might chime in. In fact, we're going to let's go check out some things. All right. Let me see. Where can I go today? Stock markets. Let's go to the calculator. We're going to do something right now. All right. Real time, real stuff. This is what's going down behind the scenes. All right. And then I'm going to tell you what the guys said after we go through all of this, because you're going to be like, what? So here's the deal. Google Calc, right? Google calculator. Where is it? All right. So we go 27 Let's go. Let's see here. What's happening? 27 times. I'm going to use 450,000. So here's the magic. Here's the magic number. Let's see. What is that? Isn't that? What is that? That's not. Yeah, there's a zero missing. Because I'm like, I already know. I'm looking at like 27 times 450,000 is not 1.2 million, right? It's more than that. Let's go look. Okay, this probably is going to be. Let's see. Yes, that's more like it. $12,150,000 total revenue. So some people would say, well, damn, where are we going to get this $12,150,000 to make this thing work? Well, see, ladies and gentlemen, I started this off quite easily for you. All right. I mentioned renderings, pre-construction, right? Okay. Keep that note in your head. Jonay, welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to his name. And he says, what's good, SSN fam? Welcome to the Millionaire class. And Jonay is also another real estate investor, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. You heard it here first. He's also an emerging millionaire. We're going over some villa project, and I'm just spitballing it right now. So we got 12.5. So they already raised their eyebrows. They're just like, wait, okay, well, now they're thinking in their heads, okay, well, I don't know if we're gonna give this dude 12.5 because we can't. Well, let's hear him out. Let's see what else he's talking about. So here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. We don't need 12.5. You know why? Because the buildings aren't built yet. We don't need to build the buildings yet. So all we need is, what's the cost of acquiring the land? All right. All right. So you guys are hearing me, right? The land, not that much. Now, got your 12.5. That's just to get your guys to raise your eyebrow. Think about this. 27. Sorry, hold on. Sorry. 27 times 1. Okay, this number right here is not going to be right, but I'm just going to use 100,000, but that's not actually right because some of this is actual acres. And so I'm going to have to do it a little differently, but that's what we're talking about. 2.7. All right. So now you guys write this down. So you got the 12 million is what the revenue will be, right? I wish I had my paper. I don't have, hold on. I got paper here. Hold on. I got to write this down myself because remember, I'm actually going to be doing this week, talking with these guys. So 12.5 is what? 12,150,000. That's going to be gross. You guys see this right here? Is that 2.7? Yep. Okay. 2.7. Now, I'm going to raise this up. We're going to go to 3.7. You know why? It doesn't really matter. But let's go to 3.7. We need 3.7 million, right? You guys paying attention yet? Here's the kicker. So some of you are going to be saying, well, Eric, that gets me out of the loop. I don't have 3.7. But they do. You don't need to put down 25% either. Jonay, I got the notification, saw the trailer, and smashed that like button. Thank you so much. Everybody else, smash that like button as well. I'd appreciate it. And Jonay, thank you for that. That's only 2 people tonight that has received the notification and saw the trailer. So you guys are already thinking like most people would think. Eric, I don't have 3.7. I don't have 25% to put down on this. That ain't gonna happen. I don't have like 1 mil, 800,000, 700, 500. I can't do none of that. See, and then you turn around and walk off. Hold on to the story, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Okay. So you're in your mind going, okay, 3.7. So now let's take over. So I say, guys, Here's what we're going to do. $450,000 on average. So we'll stick with the 450, right? Look at this. So we have, let me see how I'm going to do this. I am going, okay, we already know the 12 million. So I'll start with the 12 million because that's the actual cost. All right. Because that's what we're charging the people on average, because some are going to be 500 and something over by eBay. Some are going to be 300 and something inside Vistacana. Some are going to be even, well, could be even higher if I get this beach situation handled. But anyhow, we'll just stick with the 450. So we know it's 12, right? 12,150,000. All right. So make sure you guys have this on screen where I'm going with this. Now, here's the kicker. What's 25%? That's down payment for the villas. Okay, you guys following? Times 25%. Remember, we're doing pre-construction. My. What is it? What is that? What is that? Does that look like 3 million? Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Is this looking like we getting some money back here? Hold on a second. We got 3,037,500. That's what it's looking like. Okay. So the guys are putting down 25,000, 25%. Now we got 3 million to go towards. Well, now we got to have somebody build this stuff, right? Don't we? Okay. Now, these people are going to be paying monthly payments. So now, hold on. Let's do this. We're going to go with a 14-month delivery date. Okay? So let's get some things clear because we're going to do the numbers. You guys, this is millionaire class. 450,000. Okay? Times 0.25, down payment 112,500. Doesn't really matter because then it's going to be either, this isn't yet to be determined, but we're going to use something a little different. You're going to be paying 30, probably 30%. So that's 55 because it can range from 30, 35 to 40%. But anyhow, we'll just do 30%, right? So we'll do 30%. That's 55% times 30%. That's 135,000. There we go. So collection 247,500. All right. That is what has been collected in 14 months. So some of you are going to be like, okay, you owe the guys. I know some of you are working in reverse. You're like, I owe the guys this $3 million. All right. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Here's the thing. Open skies agreement should be signed very soon with the DR. Yes, Joe, nay, that is exactly right. Which will reduce airfares. Yes, and expand air connectivity. That's right. That's why it's going to be another record this year. That's what we already knew. That's why I was basing my 9.5 to 10 million this year coming up. Air traffic. They're going to break the record this month, though. Don't worry. So back to the lecture at hand. Okay, so are you guys following me so far? You're all sitting there saying, well, some of you might have already figured this out. Some of you are waiting for the shoe to drop. Yeah, there's going to be a shoe that's going to drop. So we collected 247,500. All right. You guys got that. So that 247,000, we need that for the developer. We got to use that money to pay them, right? Because we got to pay them. We can't leave them hanging. We don't have the money to pay them, so we have the money coming from the pre-construction. So now the question comes up. This is where the $1 million takeover question happens. Eric, well, shall I say, this is what I said. I said, guys, so will you guys wait for about 16 months to get the 3 million, get back the money? 3.7. You know what they said? The $1 million question. Yes. We don't need you to make monthly payments to us in this program. We will wait. Whether we get, now I might have to pay a premium, or maybe I got to pay 12%, but nonetheless, they said, we will wait. We'll give you the money, the 3.7. We're going to sit back and wait for 16 months. Then you can pay us the 3.7, 11%. You got to give us 4 million for one. That's what the number is, ladies and gentlemen. Did you pay attention? No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry, but you need to know somebody and you need to know how to put a package together so it makes sense for them and they feel comfortable, because what is their problem? They need some sort of asset, right? That's their problem. Well, their problem is solved because the land they own, the buildings that go on the land they own. So if they don't get their money, they own all of it. And you think that we're going to let millions of dollars go by the wayside by not giving them their cut? Seriously? Nah, we're giving them their cut. Okay. Any questions? No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry, but there's one key. You're not me. But guess what? I don't have to be, and you don't have to be me. You just need to send an email to me and say, hey, Eric, I have a deal. Can you help me? Because the whole kicker is financing. If you can't get financing, then you can't do big deals. So this is the deal that's going down, and it's with 2 different developer groups. And I've been talking to them for the last week or 2. And if this goes down like I think it's going to go down, well, you guys know gross wise it's 12 million. And all I'm going to really owe, way I see it, worst case scenario, 4.5. 2. Look, I'll do some other calculations. 250. Oh, these are over 2,000 square feet, by the way. These villas. Just letting you know. 250 times 27. Oops, 24. Here you go. Here's what we owe, right? 27. There it is. What's that? 6.75. All right. Now, some of you are going to go, okay, Eric, that is 6.75 plus 4.1, we'll call it. What is that? 10.8 minus 12150,000. Let's 12. Let's do it this way. 1.3 with an upside. So the last piece to the puzzle is the average price is the key to the whole thing. So I gave an average price of 450. And now that I'm thinking about it, it might be a little higher. And if it's a little higher, then that means more than 1.3 million. And we didn't have to do anything. It'll be in my pocket in 16 months or sooner. And why do I say sooner? Because some people may opt in to do like 80% down to get a discount. But anyhow, we will be at 1.3 million in my pocket in 18 months. I think I can wait. What do you guys think? Does that work for you? With an upside. And some people might be thinking in their head, Eric, what's the upside? Well, here's the upside, ladies and gentlemen. Remember when you have first phase and the price is 450,000 and you didn't buy in the previous 4 months and we sold a few units and the next unit is 475 and the next unit is 500? You forgot about that, didn't you? So do you really think it's going to be 1.3? Nah. How about 1.8? No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. I own nothing. You can do it, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to do it. It's on the table. And I'll show you guys once I get this all coordinated, whether we end up with 27 or whether we end up with 19. Either way, it's going down just like I described, and no money out of pocket. How do you like that? You can do this, but this is what the big boys do. You just don't have access usually because they don't want ordinary citizens to be able to do this. And this is why they get upset when I actually help ordinary citizens my whole life. And they're just like, man, we got to stop this guy. He's letting everybody have access. You're damn right, man. It ain't right. So just letting you know, if you have projects you want to do, we can do all kind of different things. So Joe Nay, here's the thing right here. Here's the thing, which will reduce airfares and expand air connectivity. Yes. Open Skies agreement was signed like around June. A Dominican Republic weekly. That was one of the first ones I did. We're up to number 16 or 17 now, but that was about that time in the summer. And then it took all this time for the Dominican Republic government and other countries and United States to agree to the agreement. All this time to write it out. And you're exactly right. That's what's going to happen. I'm waiting for in fact, the airfares it seems like the airfares are cheap as hell right now. Well, it depends. If you're on the West Coast, it ain't cheap. It's not cheap at all. But if you're on the East Coast, it's cheap as hell to go to Punta Cana right now during high season. So here we go. What's the location? Which builder is that? Are you working directly with the city? If through the contractor. Okay, Victor Morero, I'm not giving up any locations. Okay, I can give up locations, kind of. Michis, La Romana, White Sands, Vista Cana, all the hot spots. That's where you get the higher price, right? You guys know how we do this. You got to be in the hot spots so you get the higher value. Those are the 4 spots. All right. Which builder is that? I'm not going to say yet. No contracts have been signed. Are you working directly with the city? Therein lies the key again. Yes. And it's even better. Some of the government officials in two of the places, people that are involved with the government of the Dominican Republic, they actually are the head of the HOAs. So that makes things nice. Wait, 1, 2, 3 projects actually. So it's all good that way. Now it's through the contractor. Yes, contractor. I've already had these guys on the phone and everything. They're talking to me like, Eric, are you serious? I'm like, if you're serious, I'm serious. But here's my demands. Like I told you guys, I have demands. It's not just I'm buying something. I have demands. And I mentioned them on Monday, and I'll mention them again. The contractors and anybody that I'm working with, I told them straight out. I said, there's few things that I want, and I'm going to tell you guys again. So if we sign contracts and you say I can deliver some of these can be delivered in 12 months. If somebody says I want something done in like 12 months, it'll be delivered in 12. But I just want it 14 with 2 months on the average to get it done. But anyhow, one of my criteria is the main one. Due to all of these developers being delayed, I'm going to have contractual provisions for that. If at the end of 4 months, and I roll up here, or the inspector rolls up, and they see something like, where's the foundation or something, that's automatic. That right there is an automatic situation with the contractors, which now puts me a little at risk, but nonetheless, I'm doing it because I'm trusting that the guys that's going to work with me, they are stellar. But the fact of the matter is, I'm telling them, I don't care if you're stellar. Here's what's going in the contract. You ain't getting paid. So what I mean by that is, if we rolled in at 4 months, we know it's going to be delivered in 14. We can tell from this point that you're going to tell us, Eric, it's going to be delivered in 18 months. We're renegotiating in the contract. It's going to be built in. The payments, they just got lower because we're adding on the additional months. So that's what's going to happen. That's number one. Number two, no price increase. Mandatory. These 2 points are mandatory. There's no negotiations. They said, great, we agree. So we're on the same page. There's nothing going down. So win-win for everybody. So everybody's going to be on board with those main 2 points. I have another point too that I'm going to be adding, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. But it's all valued for the person that's buying. I'm not having this crap that's going on, and we're about to change the game on all fronts, because we're not going to have the ICDV thing. We're not going to have the inflation thing. We're not going to have any of this crap. If it's delayed, the developer, which is me, we get penalized. That's as simple as that. So now people are going to start going, well, wait a minute. These guys over here, SSN Lifestyle, SRL, I was thinking about buying from them, and their contract says no price increase. And if you guys say, hey, it's extended out, I don't want to hear about you're going to give me 4% because it's delayed and then you guys never pay. I want to hear about, wait, what about you're going to renegotiate my contract? And if you're 6 months out and we can tell you're going to be 7 months, 8 months, a year late, then you better add 12 monthly payments on my damn contract. Otherwise, I'm going to go over here and buy some condos from SSN Lifestyle, SRL. Shh. Did I just say condos? Shh. Yes, you heard me correctly. Condos are coming too. This is going to be off the charts. Sounds good, Eric. Mo better. Thank you, man. I think most people can live with, in 2 years, possibly $1 million, right? I mean, it's even better if it's like 1.7. Because then at least you get $1 million. I'm just saying. At least because after you're a USA citizen, 40% of it's going to be gone. I'm just saying. So hopefully you guys understand what I just did. Don't get lost that you didn't need credit, because that's major. That's buying an asset without credit. That gives you power. Nobody can stop you. You do get this, right? I hope that's why nobody's ever stopped me. That's why the government has to intervene to stop me. All right? Because you can't do it under any regular old stuff. So that's the first thing. So that's why I'm highly excited. So hopefully the Millionaire class on that little thing alone gets you guys excited that you can go out here and find yourself whatever you want. Remember when I was trying to find me a storage unit, and all of a sudden these guys in the DR are just like crazy, an acre is $1.5 million. I'm just like, wait, when I was there in 2020, this stuff was 30 grand. Not no more. Well, I ain't buying it for no $1 million. You can forget that. It doesn't meet my criteria, because I can't parlay that into a significant number within a short amount of time. So we will say. We will see. Then hit up La Bruja to set up another restaurant inside your complex. There you go. There you go. I wish, man. I wish. They're in certain locations. I know that they have their own brand, because they have different brands on Santo Domingo, I think, and there's a few other spots around the island. So I love the food that their brand is awesome. So yeah, they're one of the first people that I would have in any project I do. I'm trying to get these guys in because they do it right. The prices are right. The food is excellent. It was just a great atmosphere. I don't know about their other locations, but this location in Los Corrales, man, it's off the charts. But yeah, so this is how it all begins, ladies and gentlemen, in 2024. I came out of retirement. People kept in the DR, they kept talking crazy and giving me these little deals and saying, acting like, we'll just tell him this kind of stuff because we know he can't do nothing. I'm like, man, don't let me come out of retirement, gentlemen. Well, you did it. I'm coming. We coming. And I keep talking because it's 2024 and it's only January 24th. So we're going to know something here in the next week or two. Serious stuff. You guys will be privy to it because if anything goes down, Glennie Hatchie Cuevas, she's the one that's going to be handling my side of the negotiations, contracts, and everything like that. So that's going to be very, very interesting. Very interesting because we're going to be sitting on our turf. And what do I mean by our turf? The offices that you, Mo went to, E. White went to, and George's Charles went to, that is our office at SSN Lifestyle. Just keep that in mind. That's one of the perks. So now when we have meetings and we need contracts signed, guess whose office we're at? Downtown Punta Cana Village, already prestigious location. And now they're coming into the office. We got to sign contracts here. I'm not going to your turf. So again, yes, Mo better. Yes, Mo better. Glennie handling stuff for you. They in trouble. Exactly, Mo better. Exactly. We bring the heat. We bring the right people to the table. Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to be at the office. She's going to be right there by my side. We're going to be handling biz with these guys, right? So it's going to be very, very interesting how this all goes down because we got different nationalities. We have different language, could be barriers. Yeah, I don't think it'll be a real problem, but I don't speak fluent English. Some of these guys, fluent Spanish, and some of these guys don't speak fluent English. So we're going to have a little translations, and sometimes in translations, there's a misunderstanding. So that's why, hey, I got to have Glennie with me. I told them our lawyers will meet at the office downtown, Punta Cana Village. They were like, what? So you guys can understand how this all starts off because, when they're developers, they're builders, they have a lot of people come up to them and say, hey, man, I want to do this. I want to do that. So they generally kind of like have half their ear open. And so they're talking to me and I'm just talking just how we're talking here. Like you guys see me on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and all live streams. So they're not even, I'm wearing, SSN Nation gear. You know what I'm saying? Like this is how we do. I've never really had to do suits and ties and stuff. So they're not thinking much. They're just thinking, okay, he's talking a good game, but we don't want to go the deal. They don't want to do the deal that I want to do. They want me to be like how I am with everybody else, with Nestor, with Gennaro, with all the guys that do real estate, and I actually talk about the projects and I sell it. They're like, man, we want you to actually kind of do that, even though we discuss partnership stuff, but they're like, that's like blocked in their mind. Like, what's this guy talking about? He's on this channel talking about stuff, but he's never talked about this stuff like Millionaire Class Tonight. So then after the next day, they called back. They say, hey, man, or not called. They sent me an email talking about the memorandum. And the memorandum said just what I just told you. It's like, so I sent them back a message. And like I said, I was rather rude and to the blunt point. I said, hey, man, if I knew that I was going to be on a call with you for 2 hours, and you guys, I told you 3 times how our partnership was going to work. And then you send me over in a memorandum that you want me to put a little bit of money down for a couple of your villas that I'm not building. You're building. They're not my designs. I said, we never, I said, I even told you 3 times that I'm not buying nothing. And then you guys translated, talked amongst yourselves, and now you send me that. I said, if I would have known that you guys were going to send me this, I would have recorded it. And then I would have put a timestamp on when you guys need to listen to what I told you last night. So then in that email, I sent them a copy of my SRL. And I'm pretty sure they checked out what my RNC number was. And they said, oh, damn, this guy says developer, manager, building projects. They're just like, oh, okay. 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 Now all of a sudden they changed their tune because they finally understood. I was like, man, what's wrong with you guys? I don't need you. Either you're coming along for the ride or you're going to get trampled. Either way, it's going down. I don't really care. So if you want to play with me or not, I don't care. You're getting trampled either way. So then they started changing their tune once they saw the SRL. And by the way, my SRL says Hatchie Cuevas Associates on there. So they were like, oh, hold on. This dude is not, he's serious. He must be serious. Yeah. Now we can play. Now we can play, guys. Now we can play. They're not going to want no smoke with Glenn. Exactly. Yeah, they know that she's my attorney because, like I said, when I sent over my SRL, her stuff's on top. So they were like, change their tune after they sent that. They were like, oh, hold on, man. Hold on. It's all, yeah, we can work together. I'm like, yeah, I know, because you're getting trampled either way. I don't really care. Curtis Davis, welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with that icon next to his name. And I want to thank you so much for being here once again. And he says his tagline, good evening, SSN family. Good evening to you. Always be making money. ABMM. Woo! All I can say is ABMM. And you know what? It's time that I do a little break because Mr. Financial is in the house and he gives updates throughout the day. He's part of the SSN Nation. And you know what that means? That means he went off on his own a little bit and started his YouTube channel. You know what he does on his YouTube channel? The same thing we do here. We try to help you, ladies and gentlemen. Go to his channel, Chili Davis, because he gives stocks and financial news and updates throughout the day, evening, and night. And you don't want to miss that because then you can make deals like today when TSLY is under $10 a share in the 9s. You could buy some more. My dollar cost average keeps coming down. I can't believe it. In the $9 range. Unbelievable. I was a little over 10. I was over 10. I was in the 10s. After today, I think I didn't even check, but I should be pretty damn close to 999 or 995 or something like that. So, man, can you believe that? Dollar cost averaging means my rate of return is going to be higher because I'm buying at a lower rate, not buying at a higher rate. So that's beautiful. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So go over to Chili Davis, CHILLY Davis. Click his notification, click the bell, do everything. Watch a few videos, show some love because he helps people. That's what we do here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So anyhow, everybody, I just had to let you know, unfortunately, I got to get on a plane in the morning. I'm not going to the DR yet, though, but got to get on the plane, got to go. So I can't be on here too long because it's going to be early in the morning. So, and if you guys want to talk about anything, there's a chat room. You can ask questions right now. And if you can't, and you're watching this, that's because on Wednesday nights, only members with the icon can be in the chat room and ask questions. All right. So ask them now. If anybody wants to talk about what I just showed, let me know if you see a problem somewhere. We have the funding. All right. You have the funding. People that said, we don't want you to make monthly payments like normal. We can wait 14, 16 months. So we're going to loan you some money. And if it's 10%, if it's 3.7 and it's 10%, that would be nice. Then I would owe them $4,050,000. If they say 11%, well, that's what's that, 4G. So now we get to 4,100, like we were talking about, 4,100,000 and some change. If they say 12, now we start getting into another 1%. So now we're at another 300 G's. So it could be at 4.4. But either way, not bad for 18 months or less worth of work to have over 1 G in the coffers. And with that, that also means we have other deals coming down the pike. That's how we're rolling. All right. So there we go. All right. So I got the other shades on, the other glasses on tonight. These are my second pair. They're little cheapy pairs. They're all right. They're a little bigger. So once again, got to wear these. Get your rest, Eric. We'll catch up Friday. Thank you so much, Mo Better. I appreciate it. Yep. But it's all good. I can be on a little bit longer, but I'm just letting you guys know we're not going to be running all night. But I am going to do something else. Let me see. I was going to do so. Oh, May 10th, May 9th through the 15th is actually when things are going to happen. You might want to be there May 9th through the 16th so you can leave on the 16th, because May 9th, Sean Rayford. Early evening. Special production, VIP type of thing going down, solo, acapella. May 10th, lineup so far, Sean Rayford Experience. Oh, yeah, they're badass. In fact, I got to load up a video. I'm going to play it before you guys go away. I was at the rehearsals. Man, I didn't realize the vibes they had going on. But anyhow, then we're going to have Damian Hudson, who's also a solo artist. He has his own label now, but he has videos on YouTube, so you can actually check him out too. Damian Hudson, he's coming. Now, the third act, and then we're going to have a couple local acts, and then we're going to have a DJ as well. So 10th and 11th, back-to-back days, parties on, music-wise. On the 12th, another special presentation by Sean Rayford. I'm not going to give you the inside details just yet. It's going to be a surprise, but believe me, you guys are going to love this one. All right. And then on Monday, all those that's coming for real estate, whether it's they don't want music and they come on Monday, there'll be 3 or 4 different ticket packages. People might just want to do music, fine. You might just want to come for the business, real estate investing, fine. Some people might want to do the whole thing, fine. Some people might want to do the VIP stuff, fine. Got all that. So that's 5 packages. That's going down. Tickets are going to go on sale. I don't know. We're just, oh man, I got to show you guys what the logo is going to look like. Woohoo, it's heat. We got heat coming. The new SSN Nation lifestyle. It's coming, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming. It's taking a minute to put together, but it's going to be off the charts how we're going to do this. But all I'm saying is that's what's going down. So what I'm going to do right now is don't go anywhere just yet. I'm going to play, let me see. I got to play a longer video. I got to upload a video. So let's just do, I'm going to play 3-minute video because I got to try and upload in the back office. I don't know if I can do it, but we'll see. Oh, I have way too many videos back here. What is this? Oh, I can't play the club. Yeah, I can't. I was hoping Jay and the club would come, but so far he hasn't given me an answer. So I don't know what's up. I'm assuming they can't make it. So because it's 3 days from their other gig and they got to go across country. So I'll go see him next week. But you know, it is what it is. I was supposed to see him tomorrow. I was hoping, but I got to go. Let's see here. 3 minutes. 3 minutes of funk. That means Napa. All right. Check this out, ladies.
Come on, come on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's how we do it. It's going to take a while to load up this Sean Rayford Experience. That's the band when it's Sean Rayford Experience. I'm going to play a little clip. All right. They're going to be going down to LA doing a show, and they're rehearsing. They rehearse every Tuesday. And this is the rehearsal. And I was just like, whoa, this is pretty badass. I've never seen them play in person, the band. Sean, I've seen a few times. In fact, he did the wife's birthday party a few years back. So I've seen him play a few times, but not with the band. And I was just like, these guys are awesome. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, let's go. Let's see. I'll be there 9th through the 17th or 19th. Yep, it's the 9th through the, wow, that's a long trip. All right, nice band. Yeah, man, that's Brian Coberson right there, but he's not coming. But we'll get the other guys. Eric, about to bring the cartel walls and cathedral ceiling villas to Punta Cana. God forbid you decide to do something on that cliff between Larimar and Cruise on Land. Mo Better. Yeah, man. Speaking of that, that's on my agenda as well. I already checked into it. The property was pretty cheap and still is, quite frankly. So if I can get anywhere near a cliff, that would be a travesty. Because, oh my God, you know, Larimar is off the charts. It's not going to be off the charts for about 2.5, 3 years, but nonetheless, could you imagine having something up there before Larimar? That's going to happen. If I get my way, yes, there's land up there that's at pretty good prices still. So I'm going to see if I can get me some, because that's where I would love to have something, whether they're villas, whether they're condos. And quite frankly, I got some prices on some condos that I can build. I mean, 1,200 square feet, 3-bedroom condos, built pretty nice. It's one of the developers has already done it in Cocotel. So they're pretty nice. I just seen pictures of them, but I haven't done a walkthrough. So that's why I need to get to the DR, because I got to go meet these people in person. I need to see some of their projects that they're building right now. I need to see some of projects they finished. I got to go look at their work, you know, because I told them straight up. I said, hey, this one that you put over here, it's not that it's a bad thing. It's just that I want certain quality of doors and, you know, certain things. And so I don't want cheapy stuff. And I told him, I said, hey, man, that looks like a cheapy doors you're putting in there. He's like, what? I said, yeah, they are. I said, you don't even have the right doors. I wouldn't be putting those in there. But then he tells me this is how much it costs to make. This is how much we charge. And I was just like, are you kidding me right now? That sounds like a winner. You damn right, man. I'm trying to bring the pain. When you going down, Eric, how long will you be there for? It's yet to be determined, quite frankly. The wife has surgery, so I have to be here next Wednesday. It got moved back. It should have been done 2 weeks ago, and then I would have been in DR as we speak. But hey, things go this way, so we're gonna have to go down there. I don't know. It's probably going to be it's definitely going to be in February at this point. But I just don't know when, because I can't leave like February 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Like I'd have been there already hanging out, but it is what it is, man. Got to change our life, change things up every now and then due to unexpected situations. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So let me see if I have some of this band clip, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sean Rayford. And by the way, in case you missed it, he's on. In fact, I showed people this last time. I'm going to show it again. Number 4 on some smooth, influential jazz chart is where he's at. That's where he's standing right now. Let me see if I have it. Check it out. January 15th, 2024. Let's go. Urban. Let's see. What's that? Urban Influencer Smooth Jazz Chart. Look who's number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Sean Rayford with a bullet because he was number 6 the week before. There you go. But I'm going to give you a little clip here, so hopefully we'll see how this plays. I don't even know what clip it is because I haven't reviewed all the videos because I was there, and so I never have played these yet, so I don't know what part he's doing or whatever, but I'm assuming I was recording when they were playing, so you guys can hear some of the music. It's a funky jazz type. Well, we'll see. Let's go check. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just a little tidbit of what's going down in the DR, May 9th through the 12th, the music portion. It's going down. You got that right. He and the band are in. I had to get confirmation. You know how it is over the phone and all that, but I got to see the guys in person, man. I told you guys, I come see you when we got to handle business. I can't just do this stuff. I got to come see you. If I want you to do something, I got to come and then make sure I'm looking at you and you go, yeah, I'm good. I'm in. So all of the band said, we in. I'm coming. I was like, all right, I'm glad to hear this. They told me they were coming in the first place. Sean said, yeah, we coming. But, you know, I like to see the band guys because I don't know them. So I went to go meet them. And one guy I actually seen before. And then another guy that was there is not in the band. He plays with, I don't know if this old R&B artist named Chucky Booker. He plays for him, come to find out. But I heard of the guy. He's from Sacramento, so it's been very interesting. He was there, and so they were like, yeah, man, we'll get Chucky to come too. And I'm like, I don't know. He might be pricey because he's got all of his musicians in his band are somebody. And I mean, playing with the likes of Prince, Michael Jackson, and things like that. These guys usually aren't cheap, you know what I'm saying? But every now and then you might get lucky, especially when you get some hometown love. So we'll see. But nonetheless, that would be off the charts. Man, it's exciting. It's going down. So anyhow, this is what I've been doing, ladies and gentlemen. I've been putting in some work, stuff that I haven't done in years. All right. Years. All right, it's all good. Wish your wife a speedy recovery. Thank you so much, Mo Better. Yep, she don't go under the knife until Wednesday next week, January 31st. All right, Brian P., another investor is here. Another superstar investor. He's in the millionaire class. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with that icon next to your name. And he says his tagline. Hello, Eric. I hope all is well with you. Yes, it is. Thank you so much. Hello, SSN family. I got the notification and saw the video. That's only 3 people this evening, but 3 people is good enough because you are here. And I greatly appreciate that notification and letting me know about it. And everybody else, smash that like button. And make sure if you like what we're talking about, subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell. Now, I want to know from the millionaires who are here still, what did you guys think about that setup for that project to get funding and to make it work? Let me know what you guys are thinking. Does anybody think it can't work? I mean, it's all right. Not everybody thinks it can work, right? Everybody has their own thoughts and ideas. They may say, hey, man, I don't know. I don't see. Right. I understand. I understand. But I don't think I left anything out. But anyhow, that's what they're going to see, some semblance of that. And they're going to, I'm pretty sure they're going to go, yeah, we'll do it. I'm probably going to have to do a little bit more than what I just showed you. I mean, I'm going to have some floor plans, layouts, you know, I got to be a little farther along, but that's part of the pack, right? Part of the package. But I think the funding part of 3 mil, I don't see how that's going to be a problem. That's 30% of the value. And the land acquisition is going to already be 27 times 100. In essence, the land acquisition is probably going to be, the land itself is going to be worth like 3 million. So they're not going to have a loss on that one. All right. Sounds like it could work. When you have that kind of muscle behind you, you're in good hands. You got that right, man. That's what it takes. Because a lot of people understand that why I called this millionaire class tonight is just so I can show certain things and let people know that you can do it. You just have to know some key, right? You guys heard of these things that they like to use, gatekeepers, right? So I could be on here for 5 years knowing I could fund stuff or get people to fund your projects. What would it look like if I sat here like all these other rich people do? They won't help you because they're going, oh yeah, he's just a Joe Schmo that works at Starbucks. And I'm like, Joe Schmo that works at Starbucks got a great idea, man. What do you mean? Well, Joe Schmo at Starbucks don't know these guys, so they can't get any deals done. But I know these guys. We can get deals done. So Joe Schmo from Starbucks, call me up. We'll help you out if you got something that makes sense where they can get their money back. They feel comfortable. We put it together. It works. I don't really care who you are, as long as you're not the cartel. Me and bad guys don't get along in business because I know you're going to double cross me all the time. You're going to do something crazy. All right. So we can't do business. I like living a long life because one of us got to have problems. Here's what I'm going to do. The chart. Here we go. Assets by net worth. Look at this chart right here, ladies and gentlemen. Pay close attention. This chart. Hold on. Let me do it a different way. There we go. I'm going to step aside. All right. Notice the blue on the far right, ladies and gentlemen. The blue represents assets. On the right-hand side, notice on the left-hand side is nothing but cash, a home, and that copper. Well, not really copper. It's an orangish color. Notice when you have a lower net worth, what is considered assets. These are not assets. Cash loses value as you hold it. All right. That's the key thing right there. There's inflation. Inflation is not 2% or 3%, no matter what the Federal Reserve would tell you. All right. So you're losing value by holding cash, letting it sit somewhere. That's where the guys with lots of money, that's why they have a problem. They need to loan the money because they know what they could buy in 2020 costs more in 2022. So they lost value of the money. So that's why they can't let it just sit there. So again, you have 10, 20, 30 million dollars. You can't let it sit. You have to make it work. Otherwise you lose value. What you could buy in 2020 for 30 million, you're going to have to spend 50 million now or something. You never know. And then a home you're generally paying for, but people call that an asset. That's crazy. The other thing is, as you go across the board, notice down at the very bottom, the big boys are at the bottom of this chart. And look how much of the blue is business. Like I said, you own 10 properties, 20 properties, you own businesses. Notice the guys with the money have businesses, and then they're holding stocks, which are equities, mutual funds, 401ks, all of that combined puts you at the top of the list. That's the key to how you get millionaire class, ladies and gentlemen. If that's where you want to be. So again, I'm sorry I was speaking without the mic on, but nonetheless, all I was saying was, here we go. What's he say? Make the chart larger. Zoom it out, Eric. Unfortunately, I don't have Zoom capabilities on the chart because it's just an image in the back office that I can just click on. One of these days, probably on Friday, if I remember, I'll actually go to where I can pull it on the internet so then I can make it bigger. So sorry about that. So anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up this evening. Time to roll. So I just want to thank everybody for being here. If you have any other questions, please do so now and ask them. Thank you so much again. I love you guys very much. I appreciate your support, especially y'all with the icon next to your name, because why? A lot of people don't know that's financial support. We already are blocked out. I keep saying this on every platform we're blocked. And what I mean by blocked is they don't promote it except for Pinterest. But Pinterest is a posting thing and they don't really care. So, of course, they have thousands of views on that platform. But on every other platform, we are muted. All right. These guys work together. So they don't want you guys to have some of the information I give you because nobody's willing. In fact, I haven't seen anybody on YouTube that told people, hey, man, if you guys have a project, you can get funding for it and you don't have to give me a dime. There's nobody else out there. All these other people are saying, buy my course, then I'll help you get funding or whatever. But there's nobody that says they'll just do it. So again, I've had people hit me up trying to get some projects done. So far, we haven't been successful, only on one project. But hey, it is what it is. You have to have revenues to show guys that are going to give you millions of dollars. They are, revenue sensitive. If you can't show them a method to give them their money back and they can't hold something that's going to get their money back, then they're just like, well, then why am I going to do this? This is too high risk. I don't need to do it. So that's what we're dealing with here. So this gives you a chance to do something. Buy assets without credit, without the 25% down payment, and you find it. That's what blocks ordinary citizens from being successful. That's what stops them from being able to get that financial freedom paper, because oftentimes you'll see, hey, this rundown apartment complex, man, if it was all fixed up, it's worth $10 million. How much does it cost to buy? $1 million. But I don't have the money. I'm like, oh. But they don't know us. They don't know me, right? So that they get blocked off. And then some big time developer or a person that has the means finds out about it. And the next thing you know, they're just like, oh man, now give me this thing for $1 million. How much does it cost to rehab? Okay, $20,000 per unit. There's 40 units there. Okay, this thing is worth $10 million after we fix this up and we're only going to spend about 3. Yes, that's what the appraiser says. That's what everybody says and checks off the list. Hell yeah, we're going to spend $3 million and get this fixed up and sell it for 10. Or rent it out and make the money monthly. Either way, we win, right? But again, not everybody has that opportunity, because how often do you know somebody that has $3 million or $2 million or $1 million that they can loan you or give you to get your projects done? That generally means you have to move in other circles, right? So that's what we got going on here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We making money in here. That's right, Brian P. That's what we got to talk about. Exactly. That's exactly right. I told people earlier, Brian P., I picked up some more today to get my dollar cost average under $10. That's right. ROI going up. Exactly. I got some more today, man. I know. That's what I was just telling them. It was under $10 earlier. And I was like, this is another opportunity to get myself under $10. Yep. I agree, man. I agree. 110. I bought some more today. I don't think it was at $9.28 though. I didn't really care. All I saw it was in the 9s, and I was like, I got to get some more because I'm not in the under 10 for mine. I think I'm under 10 now though. I'm like 9.9, 9.97, 9.98, somewhere like that. So 9.28. I gotta pay attention, because if it's down there, I'm gonna have to get some more. I think it was at 9. It was higher than 9.28. I don't remember. I just put some money in and said buy. Didn't matter. That's what we do, ladies and gentlemen. We buy assets. And the reason why we're talking about TSOY is because it's a dividend stock. Down below in the description, you want to improve your credit, use smart credit. If you want to use national credit, that's down there. If you want, that can improve, because credit is an asset if you use it appropriately. Use that debt to buy an asset that pays the debt back and then gives you a little profit. That's where we go with this millionaire class. There's several things that we can do. I might have another millionaire class, because I'll have another idea that I'm going to present to you guys as well. So maybe I might run these like once a week, but not on a closed Wednesday night live, but on a Monday or Friday, Money Making Monday. I probably should do another millionaire class. All right. Hopefully I'm not traveling though, because I have to come back, go back and forth in the next 3 or 4 days. So I don't know what my schedule will be, but yeah, good deal. Coney is down as well. That's another opportunity. I'm not in Coney at all, but maybe I have to get in there, because it's crazy what's happening right now with them. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. I got to do a little packing, get ready, but not much, because I got clothes in all the places I'm going. So I don't even need to really carry anything crazy. So it's not going to take me much. I just got to make sure I have clean clothes. So it's pretty easy. I don't have to pack. I don't have to bring luggage or nothing. So we're good. All right. So I want to thank you guys. And again, I mentioned it before, but I love you guys very much. I appreciate your support over all these years, because as limited as we are, you guys have hung out. You guys have been very instrumental in helping other people. You've been an inspiration to other people, including myself. And I love to see when people actually are out here doing it. They're sitting there saying, you know what, this is making sense. Maybe I should go do that. And then you guys are doing it. So that makes me very, very happy, because in general, most people, 9 out of 10 people won't act. They won't do anything. And then if they try something, they'll just half-ass do it and then stop. So it's very cool to have people here, like-minded people, thinking we have money coming, and you know how to make the money, and you have access. So anything you want to do, hey, man, I got a project idea. I got this idea. I got a business idea. You have an outlet where you can actually get it done. And you don't have to sit there and pay some gatekeeper. Give me 10 G's, give me 20 G's. Well, I get to decide if they want to figure it out. No, we don't play that. If you have an idea, I just tell them, hey, if you can't put the package together, we'll put the package together and present it to them. And then you guys can deal with it, eventually, because at first they ain't going to talk to you. Probably they'll be like, who's this person? But we'll put it together. Then they say, yeah, we'll do it. Then you guys hey, you're off to the races. Now you have the connect. All right. That's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you know, I don't need no part of your money. I'm not in it. Nobody's in it. You're direct. That we don't play none of that. We try to help people. That's the theme. That's what we do. All right. That's why I'm adamant about what I'm telling you, because I just, that's why I started YouTube, listening to all these clowns out here saying we make millions of dollars, but we're going to charge. Look, there's a guy out here named Gary Vee, and Gary Vee charges people, which, okay, there's nothing wrong with it, but he charges people to come up and talk to him so he can give them some sort of advice and things like that. He's not even doing anything really. You know, it's crazy. So, I mean, crazy. I don't do that. I'm just like, hey man, if you come up here and talk to me and I can help you out, let's go. I don't need nothing from you. I don't need any entry fee or anything. Just go. We make money anyhow, with or without you. So those are my little pet peeves, and it's always been that way. So it rubs the other guys wrong a little bit, because they're just like, what do you mean? You don't charge? You don't do nothing? You don't take fees? You don't do... I said, dude, I take fees sometimes. That's only fair. But in the case of somebody that's actually trying to do something, I generally don't take a fee. But if I'm trying to just mass do something for people, then I'll say, I'll take a fee. But not generally from somebody's deal, because that money is an IOU. So let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you on Friday night at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hopefully. And make sure you stay safe. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, but that's all right. You have friends in all the right places. Just come along for the ride. See if there's something that you like. And if there's something you want to do, then you call us. Come here on the live streams. You can email me at support@stopstrugglingnow.com, or you can come to the live streams, put your information and everything in the chat room and ask the questions. We'll make it happen. All right. And with all that said, make sure you keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.